All right, we are live.
We are live.
For
All
the
right.
first time, baby.
First time, baby. Nah, so
Please don't
listen.
cancel us.
First
Oh
of all, good
man.
morning, gentlemen. I hope all of you had a great weekend.
I know I did. So anyway, what do you call it? What do you call it? So Bisping always says, what you call it, fighters are not the smartest people in the world. And that leads me to Ben Askren. Right. So Ben
I disagree.
Askren.
I disagree on that front, but go ahead.
Okay, so here's the thing. They're smart fighters. They could be smart as far as like, a lot of them go to college, a lot of them, have an education. In that sense, yeah, they could be smart. But in terms of like, um, I don't know, sometimes they can't just look at something for what it is because they're fighters. So they just think they just kind of think illogical somewhat sometimes. Like I'll give you an example. So like Ben Askren says that Jake Paul is not a real boxer. He can't really box. He's just a YouTuber. And he can obviously box. He can obviously box better than Ben Askren. But yet Ben Askren is like showing him zero respect.
Yeah.
Jake Paul will probably beat Dylan Dennis and Ben Askren like one after the other, like in the same night, if we're talking about boxing. But that's what I'm saying. That's I think that's what like Bisping's referring to. Like fighters will bypass logic because they're so tough and they feel like they can just conquer anything.
But you're speaking about Ben Askren specifically, so let me ask you. Let's just say hypothetically this weren't happening, but Jake Paul was still out there, whatever. If Ben Askren wanted one more fight, but he just wanted to make some money, what's the fight to make? Jake Paul. Because he can't lose. None of them can, like Ben Askren can't lose that fight. Like Jake Paul, if he were to get knocked out by Askren, oh my God, he's gonna get it right up the culo, bro, by everybody. But it's like if Ben Askren loses, it's expected. If Ben Askren wins, it is gonna be crazy. If Ben Askren were to knock out Jake Paul, who we know is a better boxer than him, it's gonna be amazing. If he loses, we're gonna be like, all right, who gives a fuck? I'm not gonna pay for it. I'm not buying it. I'm saying this live on. I'm not buying that garbage.
All right, so just to be clear, does anyone here have Ben Askren winning that fight? Like, is there a chance that he wins that fight? He trains really hard. He gets his striking.
I'm gonna say there is.
I agree. I agree.
And I'm only gonna say
I
there
say
is
he's got no
because Askren is an athlete. That is literally the only reason.
Yeah.
You always got to give an
So
athlete a chance.
Ben Askren, by the way. So Ben Askren has 0 significant strikes in his last 2 UFC fights. By the way,
he has 0 anything in his last fight.
But
No. Like I'm laughing. I'm laughing because I'm thinking about his last fight with my.
Yeah.
and the way he was throwing his strikes, like, oh man, like, but you know what? He was making it work though. He was making, he was using this like weird like rabbit punch style. So I feel like okay, if anything, by some miracle he wins, it would be by like rabbit punch or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So the reason why I say like when you speak on intelligence, I think the only person that has anything to lose in this engagement, whatever you want to call it, is Jake Paul. Because if Jake Paul were to lose, huh?
You don't think Askren, with everything he's accomplished, like this kind of like I don't know, makes him look like a joke and makes his career look like a joke, or
him? No, it makes the MMA community look like a fucking joke. Excuse my French, I'm sorry, but it bothers me like to my heart as a hardcore MMA fan, as a person who just loves fighting and loves the sport and loves what it's become and loves where it's going. Like I've been a fan when it wasn't cool to be an MMA fan, when everybody called us crotch sniffers, and you can't, in the hood where I live, you don't throw leg kicks. You don't throw leg kicks. You throw a leg kick, they jump you. Like this is like the deal over here. So I was a fan when it wasn't cool to be a fan. I love this sport. It's the purest form of sport there is. 2 men able to use whatever they got to take the other one out, and it's just amazing. And to represent us, we have Ben Askren.
Yeah.
It's disrespectful to the community. It's smart on Ben Askren because he's gonna make a lot of freaking money, especially the build up. They're gonna talk all their shit because they're really good at that. I'm not paying for it, and I don't think anybody should pay for it. And that's what I'm saying.
Well,
Don't
I
tell
am.
Dana that.
Oh, he's yeah. Listen, I am putting my money on Ben Askren. I'm gonna bet Ben Askren beats Jake Paul, and I'm gonna bet a good amount of money that Ben Askren beats Jake Paul.
So to be clear, like if he was to win, how do you see him winning?
Believe it or not, I think that Ben Askren is going to knock out. It's going to knock out Jake Paul.
So he can't even say that
You
without
can't
laughing.
even finish that
No.
sentence, bro.
Look, listen. I don't know why I feel that he's going to win. Like something is telling me, like, don't count him out. Something is telling me he has a strategy. He can take a lot of punches. He's very durable. He's fought strikers, elite strikers before and won. So the gloves are bigger. Who knows? His hip is finally fixed now. So who knows?
His hip, yeah.
It's him.
I'm gonna be
like he's a
completely honest.
geriatric patient.
Jake Paul minus Nate Robinson only has one other fight, right?
Yeah, he fought some other YouTuber. No.
And
yeah.
I didn't watch it. I had no care for it. But did Jake Paul won that, right? I'm assuming. And he won by decision or knockout?
Yeah, I believe it was by decision.
Do you remember, if at all, did he get hit? Because my thing is, we still haven't seen his chin tested because Nate Robinson pretty much headbutted his chest the whole fucking fight. So it's like, we don't really know.
Yeah.
So again, Ben Askren is a high level athlete. I mean, and he's going to be training with some high level people, So, and on that note, I just want to say, Jorge Masvidal, I am disappointed in you, sir. I am disappointed in you. I was fine with your Trumpy shit, even though like you talk mad crap about Covington and then go right down the same road he did. But I am disappointed in you, sir. Very. Wow. I grew my hair out for you.
Jorge 2.0.
I'm lying. This is for Jason Momoa. I'm trying to get that,
Nah, I hear that. But
I'm very, very disappointed in Jorge Masvidal. That shit. I saw that post of them training together, and I just felt minus the fact that Askren fighting him is just. I mean, if somebody's gonna fight a guy, and it's not even about his skill, it's about his popularity in the boxing community and in the casual whatever community. He has like the fans all over the world, right? And I mean, if you're gonna fight an MMA guy, fight somebody who has a chance,
Yeah.
That sucks so much, man. I don't like it. I don't like that Jorge is helping this cat. I know it's just like it's business, whatever, this and that. But it's like you go from like almost looking like a sellout with this Trumpy thing when you were shitting on Kobe for it, and now you're gonna go and help the guy that's gonna literally shame your community that you represent.
Here's the thing.
It's all kind of dirty to me. I don't know.
Here's the thing. Jorge just does weird shit in general. Like, what's that guy? What's that show with that Spanish guy, Leotard? I forgot that guy's name. He has one of those analyst shows. Like he talks about sports. Dana White, they mentioned him possibly fighting Dana White. And I forgot his name. What the hell is his name again?
I don't even know. But
you're not talking about the box, or are you?
No. Like he has like another one of those analyst shows like First Take or whatever. But anyway, they were talking about him and Dana White possibly fighting because like they had some kind of beef or whatever. And Jorge agreed to train him to fight Dana White. Like I'm like, bro, like this is your boss. And this is your boss. And at that time, that was during the time when Jorge had all those issues where he wasn't fighting and he was fighting for more money or whatever. So Jorge, I don't know. He just has weird timing. But I think what it is with Jorge is that Jorge literally just does what he wants to do. So like what people kind of love Jorge for, you can also hate him for it too, because he's gonna just end up doing some stupid shit that he wants to do, and you're not gonna like it.
It's so weird because
that's the thing is that like he doesn't need to do stupid shit. After his last year of fights, he's the most beloved guy out there. It's like, who I don't understand. I get what you're saying. I don't see
Jorge is not a cooperator. He's not like
I agree.
Nate Diaz. Nate
I
Diaz
agree.
is not a person who cooperates like for the betterment or of his career or anything like that. Like these people, like they're kind of just they're as real as it gets. You know what I'm
But
saying?
let's keep
Even
it a
to their
buck.
detriment.
Nate Diaz wouldn't shit on somebody and then do exactly what they did. Nate Diaz wouldn't do that. Jorge shitted on Kobe with all his Trumpy shit and all his stupid suits. Did you see that suit he wore when he was waiting for Trump to get out the plane?
Who, Jorge?
Yeah.
No, I
His suit
didn't see it.
fit right. He looked just like Kobe Covington. He looked like an idiot, bro. And it was just, and then the way he just, oh God, it was.
It's so weird because like Jorge had a lot of momentum. Like what the hell is he doing? He had a lot of momentum.
It's like he's trying to lose fans. I get it. There's a lot of clout to be had with Jake Paul. There's a lot of it, but it's just like it's not. I don't know. Maybe it's his exit of MMA. Who knows?
I think his stock is going down. I mean, I don't think he should have took that fight against Usman short notice because I don't think he was ever going to win. He lost that fight, and honestly, it looks like his only option is fighting Colby next. And there's no way he's not getting WrestleFuck for 5 rounds. And I think with another loss back to back, I think it's game over. He's going to be storming 100%. The Capitol soon.
He said,
yeah.
He said storming the Capitol.
He'll be storming the Capitol with a cheap suit on.
Yeah, I disagree though.
I think with them.
I think taking the Usman fight was smart. I think, but he should have fought immediately after that.
Yeah,
it wasn't a beatdown by any means or nothing like that. He should have fought while he still had that, like, yo, he saved the card. He's the man. He lost, but he didn't really lose. Throw you right back in the mix. Get another fight. 3-4 months down the road, get another fight immediately. He didn't do that. He went on vacation.
Yeah.
I ain't mad. He went on vacation with Valley Laredo, so I ain't mad at him. You know what I'm saying? But
so listen, man.
Rose?
She would take away. She would take away all your logical thinking and because the blood is obviously not going to the brain anymore.
That is not. That it is not.
But anyway, side note, Conor McGregor, right? I feel like his head, I don't know if he's ever going to be the same. This is why I say this, because his head is not in the right space. It's not in like the space of I'll do whatever it takes to get back to the top. Like he wants the easiest route to get that status that he used to have. Like he wants to do this trilogy right away for the championship. And to me, that shows like a shortcut kind of mindset. It's not like, it's not that Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier, like gritty, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get to the top kind of mindset. I don't know what you guys think.
I agree. I think it was Ariel Helwani, I think, said a good piece on it that he was, he's in a place, forget the money in a sense, it's like once you start having kids and the fact that you're starting to see Conor, who is enjoying his life outside of MMA so much that like that killer instinct isn't still there, Is it, this is all speculation because we don't know Conor, obviously, like that. What destroyed Conor in that Poirier fight was those leg kicks, and he didn't check a goddamn one of them. And if he did, it could have been a different story because he did rock Poirier. It's not like he got completely dominated by Poirier,
Yeah.
He was competitive. It's just that if you don't check those kicks on Mr. Thickness, Dustin Poirier, you're going to get hurt, boy. Those legs are no joke.
Yeah. And also and like Conor McGregor, so let's be clear, Conor's a great fighter still. Conor's a
fantastic
lifetime martial artist. He did really well. But a big part of Conor McGregor's, a big part of his fighting war mentality was the antics, the fear he put into you, the when he pissed you off, when he like got in your face prior to the fight. That also played a big role.
Predicting the fight.
Those are mind games. Those are all games within games. So if that's gone, I don't know what we're gonna see next. Like, what's going on? Are you gonna smile the whole time and be happy? Oh, mate, yeah, good job, mate. Fair play, like, dude.
Yeah,
what's going on?
That would suck.
Like the way Dustin took him down in the first round, I would have loved to see Conor do that. I would have loved to see Conor show evolution.
Yeah.
Get a couple shots in, and then when he like rings a haymaker, take him down. Show us that you trying to do different things now too. Show Khabib you trying to like, I could do this too, motherfucker. Like do something. But it's like there's no change to his game. And I don't know. And I kept hearing that he's supposed to change some shit in his camp that I don't know much about it, but
yeah.
I'm gonna, I've said this before. You know what? Let's just say I was the best in the world at something. You give me a Rollie, a Rolls Royce, and a yacht. You know what? I'm probably not going to be good at those things anymore. I just think it's the distractions, man. He's got too much money. He's made it already. He doesn't need to be the best fighter in the world.
I would like to see the
UFC incorporate more freak shows. No, it's got to be the yacht, man.
God, I just watched Bob Sapp versus that kickboxer back in the day, and it's just like it was pretty exciting.
Bob Sapp,
but it was the man.
Bob Sapp, 400 pounds in a 8-pack full of muscle. Bob Sapp was the scariest human being on earth for a minute.
He was. I think we spoke about this in the last
I heard he had a
podcast.
briefcase.
Go ahead.
What was that?
Briefcase of what?
No. I heard that Bob Sapp used to carry around like a business briefcase that was just full of steroids. That he would just shoot that right into his neck every time.
You know what's crazy is he's not lying. I think I actually heard that.
Yeah, me too.
Muscles just start growing on his head. But yo, listen. Do you think?
Oh wait. Before, let me just. I had a thought that I want to say about that. Is that I think I brought it up in the last podcast or the one before that I was saying I compared the whole he got money, he got this, that he's not gonna want to do this to Floyd Mayweather because that's the blueprint of having money and still being dominant. But right. I think it comes down to style. Floyd Mayweather is able to do that because he's a defensive fighter. He can get into a 12-round fight without taking any damage. That's his style. Conor's not that. Conor is a killer. So at that level to still be a killer with all that money, yes, that's difficult. To still be a killer. But maybe nice guy Conor's going to start laying back. He's going to start pulling like a overing. He's going to start bobbing and weaving.
I don't know. The tax man might change your fighting stance. I'm pretty sure Mayweather owed the IRS like $1 billion. That'll make me get in and start, dipping and weaving.
Oh man. Here's the thing about Conor, right? So two things I want to bring up. So one, when he used to fight at featherweight, he used to fight with a lot more bounce. He didn't like he wasn't as stationary to get like leg kick before he started fighting like when he fought like Alvarez and fought Poirier and whatever. So I feel like he needs to bring that back, one, and like that looseness, right? Which I felt like when he was younger, he fought with more of a clear head, with more freedom. Like it wasn't so much riding on the fight in his mind. And now I feel like he's built his name more, built his empire more. So I feel like even he feels some kind of pressure, even though he can deal with it better than most people. And then the second thing is I think what do you guys think about this? Do you feel like he feels pressure to deliver for the Irish people? And the reason why I'm asking that is because Conor is like everything for Irish people. Like in the US, we have like so many people to look up to. We got like Jordan, we got Muhammad Ali, it's so many people. Tom Brady, just like you could just name it like endlessly. But with Conor, he's literally like everything to the Irish people. And if not everything, he's definitely like the most. He means the most to the Irish people. Right. Like I can like bet like anything on that. So do you think he feels pressure to like bring himself back up to that, notorious Conor McGregor status?
Oh yeah, 100%. But real quick, so let's not get away from one thing too. Like I don't want to make it all about Conor. Let's not forget he lost to Dustin Poirier. So he lost to the best of the best.
I like the little French accent you put on that.
Poirier.
So we like maybe Conor is still Conor. Maybe Dustin is just a better fighter than him. Maybe like so like we're trying to say Conor maybe he's not as hungry, whatever. We don't know that because he lost to a fucking an animal. So we should kind of wait and see what happens next as far as who he gets put up against next. You know what I mean? maybe like Sanchez, like who knows, Diego Sanchez or somebody like that.
Jesus
or
Christ. He's trying to get Diego Sanchez murdered, like for good.
But like when
I
you
would
were
watch
talking,
that.
when you were
Yeah.
talking about pressure, I think he put too much self pressure because I think there's this whole hoopla going on in MMA right now about the best boxer ever since Max Holloway
Holloway.
did. It's like everybody's on this like, and I think Conor psyched himself out. And that's why he wasn't throwing kicks the way he normally does and stuff like that. I think he wanted to like prove he was a better boxer than Dustin, thinking Dustin was going to come out and just box him. He didn't know he was going to get leg kick and taken down and all that shit. Dustin came in with a fucking
prepared. Yeah.
mission where Conor's coming in like, I guess trying to prove a point in a sense, maybe to himself, not to anybody else. Who knows, But I
Yeah.
think Conor's an expert at psyching people out, and I think he might have psyched himself out in this one.
Okay. Through
Hold
three
on,
events.
real
Go
quick.
ahead.
Do you know what? You know who Conor should fight next? Max Holloway. He might get murked, but I would watch that rematch. That would be pretty cool.
Okay, so that's not
I mean,
terrible. That's
you have
not
to be a
terrible.
lightweight though.
That's not a terrible matchup because Max Holloway doesn't throw like hard leg kicks, and then also he doesn't wrestle like that. So that could definitely, I could see that being like more of a boxing match. But Max Holloway is gonna throw like different things at him though. He's gonna throw different distractions at him, like some teep kicks, some spinning kicks, like all that kind of stuff. So it could be interesting.
Fuck baby and Conor. Feed him to Edson Barbosa or something like that. Fuck
Oh,
that.
man,
Teach him how to take a leg kick.
Edson,
Fuck.
that's gonna be
Even the
nasty.
Francis.
But they got to protect. The UFC has to protect their investment. Like Conor is like
I know.
Conor's like a third of the definition of UFC. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Oh, but
yeah.
And you also mentioned like what he means to Ireland, and you were talking about the differences. And this is why UFC more or less, I think, is becoming so much more popular than anything else, is because they understand the global part of it, where US, we're just a mixed race. We don't have like we're not just all the same, like, oh, he's from the US. No, he's from Nigeria, but he was born, he came here, like he's from Puerto Rico, or he's from here, he's from there. Like Conor is born and bred Irish. Khabib is born and bred in Russia. Khabib is to Russia what Conor is to Ireland. And like Khabib said, Russia's 15 times the size of Ireland, And that's the key, is like with boxing, they used to say like Deontay Wilder was our champion for so long. And so many US fighters didn't care. US fans didn't care. A lot of people hated him too.
Yeah, that's
which
true.
is a weird deal. Like, I'm a Tyson Fury nut hugger. I love that man. I love Deontay Wilder. But I'm going for Tyson Fury if they fight. And Deontay was my champion, So it's like, it's a weird paradox when it comes to the United States. And I think Dana White understood that. And that's where that comes from. So that's why people like Conor, like Khabib and things like that, like Anderson Silva was when Brazil was on the come up, like they understand that market is guaranteed
Massive.
when they have those people fighting. They know United States is going to buy pay-per-views. They know that, but the money is where these people are coming from.
Yeah. Very true.
It's more potent in those situations.
Very true.
And nobody,
right,
like you said, is more important than Conor to his country.
Listen, man.
Nobody. Might as well be the damn freaking prime minister.
Nah, he should run though, like legit.
I can see him in office in politics.
Not for real, like
Absolutely.
over there, because the Irish people, like, they're different. You know what I mean? They'll definitely respond to that a fighter president or a fighter,
And he's
guy in
super
office.
intelligent too. Super intelligent.
Yeah, for sure. He's savvy. He's a great
Well-spoken.
businessman.
And you know what? The Irish stimulus check, it'll just be everyone will get 2 bottles of proper 12 at their
These stimulus
man.
check.
Two bottles of proper 12. Nah, but
Oh, God.
so who do you guys think through, because this was a good topic in the chat that you guys mentioned. So who do you guys think through these, I think it was 3 events so far this year?
Oh
Who
no!
had the-
you're gonna
who had
ask
the
that
best-
question?
Who had the best performance? Who had the best performance through 3 events this year?
I'm going to say Chandler. I'm
Okay.
going to say Chandler. For him to come from Bellator, be an uncertain, like unknown factor, all the pressure of him like being new to the UFC, people like, oh man, he's going to get smoked, or Like he's not ready for the UFC. He get knocked out before. For him to perform under that kind of card and just starch Dan Hooker, which no one else could do prior to that. That puts him in a better position than a lot of the top fighters now. Like the dude might get a title shot off of that alone. So I have to say I have to say Chandler.
How about you, Chris?
Leech.
Leech.
No, I'm just kidding. I would say Max Holloway. I mean, Max put on a clinic. It was. I think the best moment of 2021 is him just screaming.
We gotta give
Leech
Leech
right
his
on the
props,
top of
though.
the
That was
Oh,
amazing.
sure, yeah.
That's amazing.
No, that was fire. That was
yeah,
fire.
yeah. I'm making fun a little bit. No, but for real, it's got to be Max Holloway just piecing up Calvin Kattar for 5 rounds.
All right. So we talking about between Max, Chandler, and Dustin, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah, that's pretty
All right,
much
so-
the question.
So for me, it's Dustin. I'm gonna tell you why. And I think Max, for me, is number 3 out of those 3. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's the only thing with Max that was in the clouds was his training and how it was going to affect him because he didn't spar, basically had any physical training, whatever. That was the only, other than that, I would have said Max was going to do exactly what he was going to do. So it was low key expected. It was just a training that had me kind of fuzzy. So for me, I know Calvin Kattar. Calvin Kattar is amazing. He's a hard hitter and he's a great fighter. I just don't think he got it for Max Holloway. I was expecting that. So for me, that's the number 3. Chandler, I was pretty much, I think, the only person on earth that chose Michael Chandler. Besides, I think Jem chose him too. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like no analyst, nobody, unless they knew him personally, was choosing Chandler. And I'm like, y'all must have forgot who this cat is. Yo, this dude is no joke. And I kind of almost knew he was going to come in like that. I didn't think he was going to starch him like that, but it was amazing, amazing performance. But for what Dustin did, fighting Conor McGregor, no matter what, is the hardest thing to walk into. Because you're walking into almost the entire MMA fan community against you. Because we all Conor dick riders, let's be honest. Everybody loves Conor McGregor. We all love him. And you're coming in as like, that pressure is something like none of us even understand. Even you, Rose and Jem, as performers, you probably don't even understand what they go through because it's Conor freaking McGregor, bro. It's like, it's incredible. And to come in and not only beat him the way he did, but also the way like he's throwing the leg kicks and the way he took him down. Like, just, I was not expecting him to take him down at all. I thought this was going to be a brawl. And he was talking shit like it was going to be a brawl. Like, he played Conor with Conor, like he did the low key mind games. And to do it to a person with a stature like Conor McGregor, I think it's just unmatched. I think the way he did it, it was just incredible. I mean, shouts to Chandler. That was one of the, if not possibly the best debuts. But again, it wasn't a debut for me because he's been in the fire. He's been a multiple champion in multiple organizations. So like, I know Michael Chandler's a beast. I even met him at the MMA Expo. He's an awesome guy. But yeah, Max Holloway, I mean, that was the most entertaining out of all of them, quite obviously. But for me, it was expected, so I won't call it the best. I think the best was Dustin Poirier because of the pressure he had to deal with after being knocked out the way he did.
Okay, you made some very good points. You painted a great picture. The thing is, I feel like there's a difference between like the best performance and like what was the most like I guess what was the best story? What was the best story that happened, in the UFC like in 2021? So
well,
I
you
think
said
Poirier,
the best performance.
Listen. If we're talking about performance, right? So performance is the action itself. So I'm looking at how the MMA clinic, the striking clinic, just the overall, okay, not even MMA clinic, the fighting clinic, like how everything just like flowed together, like he was in the Matrix. Like we rarely get to see performances like that by anyone, like where it's just like for an extended period of time for like 5 rounds, you get to see someone be in flow and put on the clinic, like, and just enter the matrix for like 5 rounds. Like, honestly, he should have finished him like within like the first 2 rounds, the way he was fighting. But Kattar was just, just so tough. He was just too tough for his own good. But yeah, I feel like we rarely get to see someone put on a clinic like that for 5 rounds. So it was a lot of that's a lot of performance, first of all, to even be able to see. Because we see people like Chandler, for example. Yes, he had pressure. It's a great story. But when you're looking at the performance itself, to me, it's not as impressive as Max Holloway's performance, his fighting, the fighting itself. When I look at Poirier against Conor McGregor, I don't look at the performance as good as, Max Holloway's fighting performance. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. But I was stopping because I didn't know if somebody else wanted to talk. But I just think, Dustin, what he did to Max Holloway and how amazing Max Holloway looked. And I just don't think Max Holloway could have done anything near that to Conor McGregor. I think Conor McGregor would wash Max Holloway, to be honest.
Really?
And I love Max Holloway. Yeah,
Really?
I think so.
Wow.
You think Conor McGregor will
Wow.
that Max? The Matrix Max?
I think so.
Mad Max?
I think
Mad
so.
Max.
Listen, that's literally Mad Max. Like Max Holloway has these points where people will think that this new contender is like the guy. Like they'll think that like Brian Ortega, people thought like that was the guy. And that was the guy that was gonna take him, because he has the crazy jujitsu. He's so clutch, like he'll win fights like at the last minute. You know what I mean? And he was undefeated, right? And Max Holloway entered the Matrix with him, just like you saw him enter the Matrix with Calvin Kattar.
Yeah.
Calvin Kattar, we thought that could be a weird. Well, I thought that could be a weird style matchup because Max Holloway does a lot of boxing, and we talked about this. Like Max Holloway doesn't really use like all his tools, even though he has them. So like I felt like within boxing range, Kattar could definitely hurt him because Poirier hurt him within boxing range. And Calvin Kattar is just as clean of a boxer, in my opinion. So like for Max Holloway, so that's literally that's Mad Max right there. Like he has those moments.
I'm with you 100%. I'm just saying, stylistically, both at their best, I think Conor beats him, and I think Conor potentially finishes him.
You mean right now? You think right now, Conor beats
even
him?
right now?
Wow.
I'll say that. And I love Max Holloway.
Listen, Max Holloway. Listen, yo, John. So Max Holloway does not get finished. He does not get finished. Like history shows, he doesn't get finished.
That's why I said potentially.
It's
just hard. It's hard to finish that, man. It's impossible.
And Max
Has
Holloway
Max
is going
even
to
been knocked down?
I don't think so. I don't think he's ever even been knocked down.
I don't even think he's been knocked down.
Listen,
if he were, it would have been by Dustin Poirier. And I don't think Dustin Poirier knocked him down.
Nope.
He beat the shit out of him, but I don't think he knocked him down.
Dustin Poirier was like he knocked his soul to the ground, and Max Holloway didn't go to the ground.
Yeah.
So I feel like Max Holloway.
It was Max Holloway's body fighting. His soul was gone.
Yeah.
His soul was somewhere on the beach.
So I feel like if Max Holloway is fighting Conor, if Conor doesn't get him out within the first 2 rounds, Jesus Christ, Lord help him. Like all the Irish fans are gonna feel like the wrath of Max Holloway just pouring those punches for like 3 more rounds.
Again, I'm with you, and I
agree.
completely concur that I can be wrong. I'm just saying, I think Conor beats Holloway specifically. I think Conor can take his power because Max Holloway doesn't really have stopping power in a sense. He's a volume fighter, which it's a hard thing to deal with. But yeah, I think if Conor, is Conor in the right mindset,
Right.
I think beats him every time.
All right. So now that a lot of cards were announced and fights were announced, what fights are you looking forward to the most?
Okay, can I start? I'll say Jiri, I think his name is Jiri versus Dominic Reyes. Without a doubt, that's a
That
fight.
one.
Like, what? It got canceled?
Yep.
Jesus Christ!
No, it got pushed back. It got pushed back.
Push back. Yeah.
Pushed back to
And,
where?
Yeah.
He got COVID, so it got pushed back a couple of weeks.
Man, fucking COVID.
I think it's going to be in like April now, if I remember correctly.
mean, that's not terrible, but
Yeah.
still, I was looking forward to that because that was happening in February, I think.
He said, "Fucking COVID."
Yeah, man. Like if Colvin were a person, I'd smack the shit out of him. But anyway,
I'm gonna be completely honest. This is absolutely not my most look forward. And honestly, it might be Usman Burns because that's a fucking hell of a fight. But I'm actually excited for Overeem next weekend. I'm curious to see what he could do to Volkov. A motivated Overeem, even without the steroids, is an interesting guy. He's got 2 wins straight. You know?
Wait, he did
Yeah.
steroids? What?
No, he did every steroid. He put it in his fucking
is the
cereal,
first I'm hearing
bro.
of
Like
this.
this dude.
that's blasphemous. No, what would you call it?
Well, you
Nah.
know what?
Blasphemy.
And then on
Yeah.
top of that, eating horse meat and shit like that.
Yeah,
This dude
yeah.
is no joke.
Don't forget too the
No, I'll tell you.
Corey Sandhagen as well. You know, just
Yo, when is he fighting?
Oh yeah, yeah.
This Saturday.
Oh my,
He's fighting Frankie
in
Edgar.
It's on
in
the
the
same card.
Overeem card.
Frankie Edgar. This is co-main.
Okay, so that's my
Yeah.
main event personally because I'm a huge fan of Corey
So you-
Sandhagen now. Or
You
got
guys got to look
like how you
at
said
March
now.
6th. March 6th is Izzy versus Jan, Amanda Nunes
That
versus
whole
Megan
card
Anderson,
is crazy.
and Piotr Jan versus Aljamain Sterling. That card is stacked.
Yeah.
I
Ridiculous.
cannot wait for that.
It's ridiculous.
We're gonna watch Sanctioned Murder too, because Megan Anderson they're gonna have to send her back to Australia in a body bag.
Nah, I mean,
Yo,
you never know.
legit.
She might be stocking up on some kangaroo meat. So
Something, yeah.
like, that kangaroo meat will have you right.
It ain't gonna help. Amanda Nunes is a fucking Saiyan, bro. That ain't gonna help.
However, though, all
She
you
could
should
jump
that
as high as
kangaroo
she could. Anything. It don't matter.
all of you should bet at least $5 on Megan Anderson. Like
Agreed.
this bet at
Agreed.
least $5.
Oh, I'm betting. I'm
That
betting the
$5
house
could
on
turn to
her.
like 1,000 on that fight.
No, those odds. Yeah, that money you bet on Megan's gonna shoot up higher than Dogecoin and GameStop.
Yeah. Oh man, that
Yeah.
GameStop, man.
We got to talk about Dogecoin later, by the way.
Huge,
but,
man.
but anyway,
On that card, also, I know he's not like talked about enough, but this has been a dark horse for me for a long time. Is Beneil Dariush? I've been saying for a while, Beneil Dariush. I love that.
Oh,
fighter.
yeah.
He reminds me of and I'm so mad I don't remember his name right now. He was on the Ultimate Fighter. He had a drug problem. He came back. He has a beard. And he was like he won the Ultimate Fighter and everything like that. And he's man, what is his name? Cody. I can't remember his name.
What
But
drugs
Cody
was he doing?
no. Stamen that's a good fight too. But I don't remember. But he reminds me a lot of him because he's like a gritty guy. Like and he don't look like it. He looks like some guy you go to like med school with, and he's knocking people out with these crazy ass like spinning back fists and stuff. You know, like he's a fun guy and he's a smart fighter. I'm very interested. That's a very even fight too, so I'm very interested in that one.
you're talking about Sandhagen, right?
I'm talking about Beneil Dariush.
Oh, Dariush. Nah, yeah, Dariush is one of the most well-rounded guys in that division, honestly. Like he has crazy, I think he's like a black belt in jiu-jitsu. His striking is elite. Like the only reason why I think he got like murked by that guy, Alexander the Great, Alexander Hernandez. I think the reason why that happened was because like he just wasn't expecting the lack of sportsmanship that Alexander Hernandez brought. You know what I mean? Like Alexander, like he went to like fist bump him and then he kicks him in the chest, like and like he fakes him out and then kicks him in the chest. Like that already threw him off.
Big time. Yeah.
I think a rematch goes different, especially how gritty, what's his name, Dariush is now.
I love Beneil Dariush, man. He's just a fun guy.
Oh
So
yeah,
none of y'all are excited about Overeem? None of y'all?
I mean,
honestly, okay, so the card, the whole card is actually solid. The whole card is a solid card. So like, I mean, I'm not ecstatic about it, but it's a solid card overall.
you said I'm not ecstatic about it.
He's just saying solid card over. That's a way of saying no. I don't give a shit, John. I don't give a shit.
Nah, I'll give Overeem his props. Like Overeem almost got decapitated by what you call it, Ngannou. He got his like
He
he
got
got his lip,
beheaded.
he got beheaded. Somehow they sewed his head back together. He fought what's his name? That guy, Rosenstrike, got his lip like mangled, like it looked like
Mhm.
I don't know, like a monkey got his hands on, got his mitts on him. So like for him to like, you know, believe that he can still make a run and he's actually, you know, beating legit guys is kind of crazy. Like it shows you how much like will and tenacity he has. The other guy that reminds me of him is like Chris Weidman. Like Chris Weidman always looks like he's like on the brink of like winning a fight against elite guys, and then he'll get the, you know, something like the Cuban Missile Crisis, or he'll like get caught by what's his name, that guy, Jacare. Like he's always like on the brink of winning. He's always like having the performance of his life, and then next to you know,
He's
he just gets like
he's snatching
bodied.
he's snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. That's what Weidman does.
This is why I'm
Wow,
saying like
that
I'm
was
not
a
saying,
good, that was a good reverse metaphor of that. Of a, yeah.
What I mean by excited is not so much that like it's just the story. Like you always bring up the story. You know, that's what excites me about it, because you know he's got two pretty good wins in his belt right now. Walt Harris is no joke, and that Sakai guy. I mean, he was on like an 8-fight win streak, something like that, before he fought Overeem. So it's like, you know, Overeem has switched up since, you know, removing steroids and becoming dad bod Overeem from Ubereem, right?
Yeah.
He's switched up the way he fights, you know, completely.
Yeah.
He used to be you just get in there and like, if you're fighting him, the minute he comes at you, you're just like, fuck. He's just this titan. And now it's just like the guy who lives next door is coming at you. And you got into a fight about the lawn, you know, the tree hanging over my lawn type deal. But he's fighting good. He's fighting smarter. He's avoiding shots. He understands he's got a glass jaw. He's avoiding shots. I'm just curious. I'm excited to see how far he can take this. If he beats Volkov, that's a big deal.
That's a huge
Volkov,
Hell yeah, that's a big deal.
that's a big deal, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's the fun part about that fight, is the fact that he's seemingly never been more motivated. And he's willing to do and look however he needs to get that win. And I like this Overeem. I like it.
And it's like Overeem is like some kind. I feel like there's like a chip in his brain or something at this point, right? Because with the amount, think of the kind of CT he probably took. Like, so you got Ngannou, right? Like who beheaded him. You had Rosenstrike that caught him with that last shot that had his like lip looking like, what do you call it? Like lunch meat or whatever. Then you have the other one where Curtis Blades had him on the ground and was just like raining like elbows. Like it looked like a grenade exploded on his forehead, like in that fight. So for him to take all three of those fights with that kind of damage, and for him to still be like clicking on all cylinders, still be sharp at this point, that's insane, man. Like he got to have like a chip in his brain, or he has to be like hooked up to like some kind of super serum or something. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. That's what makes it exciting. Like, I'm excited for that fight solely to see if he can win. I'm not excited for it stylistically. I'm not excited for it because it's seemingly entertaining. I'm just excited for it because what if he wins? Do we start talking more seriously about dad bod over him? Like, this is legit. This is serious. Volkov is a serious fucking contender.
And he's more well-rounded. Honestly, he's more well-rounded than Volkov. So it's not like it's not a winnable fight, you know, because after all, Derek Lewis beat Volkov not too long ago. Derek Lewis is definitely not as well-rounded as Overeem. So
Derek Lewis is that puncher's chance. He's always gonna have that hanging fucking roar that's gonna come in. Hopefully he doesn't hit you.
Derek Lewis is like legit, like my top 3 heavyweights of all time.
Yes,
like legit. just cause of that. Just cause of like he did that a few times. Marcin Tybura, what do you call it? Was Volkov? Like I didn't give him a chance in hell against Volkov, and then he catches him in like the last 15 seconds, and then talks wild shit like afterwards.
Yeah, but he's not your favorite because of his fighting. He's your favorite because he's fucking hilarious. That's why. Who comes on a Joe Rogan interview after a fight and says my balls are hot? That's why my pants are hot.
I mean, that's hilarious.
You just can't like, because if you're talking about heavyweights, there's been way too many bomb ass heavyweights in the past.
Here's the thing about me. No, you got to understand. Here's what I like about Derek Lewis. I like the fact that you guys were just talking about, like, you know, dad bod, you know, fighting for the barbecue or whatever. He's a definition of that. And then he's also not even like a lifelong martial artist, like someone like a DC or someone else in the heavyweight division, like a John Jones or whatever. So for him to be doing that with a puncher's chance, and then to do it in such clutch moments, like in the last 10 seconds, 15 seconds against like elite guys. These guys could be champions one day. Like Volkov can be a champion. You know what I'm saying? For him to do
Absolutely.
that is insane. So I like Derek Lewis' story. So his story is what makes him like, that is what puts me in his top three, in my top three.
The heavyweight division is kind of sketch for me at the moment, only because outside of John Jones, the fight we have coming up between Ngannou and Stipe, everybody under them, I don't see any of them beating either of those guys. So no matter who wins that belt, I think none of them lose to anybody under them. I think they beat every other heavyweight contender. I don't see like a heavyweight contender coming that has me like, ooh, this is interesting. Except Overeem, because it sounds fun. But
There's one guy.
Cyril Gane.
There you go. Cyril Gane.
Yeah, he's
I
a
don't-
great fighter.
One.
Yeah.
He even sounds
is.
like when he talks, I almost hear Ngannou's voice. So I think he has some of Ngannou, like, in his spirit. And then he moves like freaking what's his name? Tyson Fury. Like, I think he's legit.
I agree. You
Yeah.
know that I
You
fuck with
guys
Cyril.
are
Like, I've
you
been
guys
for
are
a while.
sleeping.
Oh God.
He's
You guys are sleeping on Curtis Blades.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Curtis Blades. I
That's
see
true.
him. He's going to be the champ in the next year or two. I've been saying this for a year now.
You have.
And
And
I
I
it's going to
disagree.
be tough to get a title shot. It's going to be hard because you got John Jones jumping in the mix. I actually don't think Uberim, even if he wins the next two fights, whoever that is, there's no way that let's just say Francis wins. There might be a
Right.
trilogy. Stipe wins. I think John Jones is getting the first shot. I don't see Overeem, getting anywhere near title contention soon.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
Overeem-
with you on that, except I don't see Curtis Blades with the belt. As long as Ngannou and Stipe exist in
No.
in this division,
Well, I actually see Curtis Blades beating Stipe. If he can get him down to the ground,
Yeah.
he has a chance. Because,
you saw Rose's face, right?
Yeah.
Pay attention.
here's the thing.
Okay,
though.
okay. No,
Wait,
go ahead.
hold on. So Stipe's actually kind of on his last leg. He's getting older now. He's like, who knows what's gonna happen with Stipe? Like, Curtis Blades is still young. He's still evolving. I think he has a chance to beat Stipe.
Okay, this is what I'll say about Curtis Blades. Like, if anything, I definitely don't think his chances would be on the ground, because Stipe is definitely a solid wrestler. You saw him hold his own against DC. Listen, but the only chance I would give Curtis Blades is the fact that he's starting to be able to mix the striking with the wrestling really well. So like, he'll be able to like use pretty good feints, like takedown feints, and his hands are okay these days, because he was piecing up what's his name, Volkov, in like those first few rounds. And Volkov is like an extremely solid striker. So I think that's his only chance. But again, Stipe is a vet. He's been there, many times. He's I don't know, his boxing, his striking is definitely better overall. So
Curtis
I think
Blades
Stipe
will be
would
the
do it.
heavyweight champ in Bellator.
oh my god,
Oh,
was
Next
savage.
subject.
That
Next
was the
subject.
setup.
that
right
was you had me going for a second.
He hit us with the setup. Nah.
Next subject.
That was cold as ice.
Now, me and Jim were talking though. We were saying like, I was asking Jim like, who does he want to see, match up with, what do you call it, Khabib, if Khabib comes back, like the most. So I was asked. So we're thinking between Charles and Oliveira and Tyson Chandler or whatever. But Jim brought an
Michael
interesting
Chandler.
point. Jim brought an interesting point about Michael Chandler. Like, Michael Chandler is like, he's almost like this dude, like this outsider, like who just came from like another realm. Like it's like when you have to unlock like a character in a video game to beat the final boss. Like you need that character that's like not in the game normally. Like you gotta. So I don't know, that kind of intrigued me when he put it in that way, because like Tyson Chandler is like an outsider. He's a champion from another organization,
Oh,
and then Tyson Chandler, and then you mix him.
who's that? Is there a new fighter? Who the fuck is that?
See, that's my point. It's like someone coming from another realm to like have to uncrown Khabib. You know what I mean? Like no one in the UFC can do it, but you have to get outside forces like to be able to beat him.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Tyson Chandler, 2021.
That Chandler isn't Tyson Chandler a basketball player? I think he's a basketball player, right? Isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Tyson, yeah.
There is a Tyson Chandler.
Yeah, Michael Chandler versus Khabib would be a phenomenal fight. The build up and everything like that, because it's the mystery around Chandler, especially with a lot of fans and stuff like that. But the fact that we know he's got credential wrestling ability, like he really, really does. And he's really good at mixing it up, you know? Yeah. So I don't think he beats Khabib. And I don't think, and I say this as a with all the respect, I don't think he deserves Khabib right now, in a sense. I still want Khabib. If Khabib comes back, I don't want it for one fight. If he's only going to come back for one fight GSP, give up the belt, goodbye. We don't need you anymore in the lightweight division. The lightweight division is lovely right now. We don't need him for one fight. I don't care. Go fight GSP. Go fight like some dream fight or something like that. Go referee Ben Askren and Jake Paul. I don't give a fuck. I love you, Khabib. Goodbye. We don't need you. If he's going to come back, it's got to be at least 2 fights. There's at least 2 fights, and then I'll be fine with the comeback. Because then you can justify him fighting whoever they choose, and then the other person that we think would be in line would at least get a shot at him also. Because it's like the whole point is these people want a shot at Khabib. Everybody wants the belt, but these people, especially Oliveira, wants a shot at Khabib. You know, Chandler wants that shot at Khabib, and it's respect, and I understand that. You know, but Chandler beat somebody Dustin Poirier just beat. You know, Dustin Poirier, what he just did, even though he just fought Khabib, is warranted that, like, damn, you know, there's a, even though nobody wants it, it seems boring, whatever, to Khabib, whatever. But if he doesn't, if Khabib is the man and he's making a decision and he's going to fight a contender, it has to be Oliveira. We need to stop this whole conversation. It has to be. If it's going to be a contender.
No, I get you. That's the one that makes the most sense. No one said that.
What we're talking about versus Poirier.
What we were talking about was what we would like to see. Like what would be I agree. What would be most intriguing. But we weren't saying that necessarily that he deserved it. And listen, in the UFC, like no one gets what they deserve anymore. So it's like
Agreed.
You know,
that's what I'm saying. If he's coming back for one fight, what I'd like to see is him versus GSP. That's all I want to see. Relinquish the belt, him versus GSP. If it's one fight. If it's 2 fights, then I want him fighting a contender.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think Khabib's coming back. Like, I think he's done. Like,
they need to make the announcement already then.
Yeah.
They need to make the announcement and put a belt over Dustin Poirier's waist or something like that. Get it done.
I'll be honest. I can't tell whether he's coming back or not because I feel like to a certain degree he has that itch. That's why he hasn't just announced it already. And Khabib is, you know, not the guy to play games, you know, and he said he wasn't going to hold up the division. So it's like the longer he doesn't make an announcement, the more I think that, you know,
he's acting like possibly
listen, man. I think the longer he doesn't announce it, the more I'm thinking like there's a possibility that he could come back. So I'm just, you know,
the way GSP has been on mad shows out of nowhere and everybody's interviewing him. I think that's what's going to happen. I think that's the only thing that's going to wet his beak. That's the only reason why he's kind of staying in the conversation. Khabib is not that kind of guy, you know. Khabib is a stand-up guy, you know. And if he's saying he's not going to hold up the division, then do it. Don't or come back, and that's it.
You know what they should do? You know what? If Khabib, you know what? Even if Khabib comes back or not, they should have a like a tournament at lightweight. I know Bellator does that, but they should have a lightweight tournament. Throw GSP in there, Oliveira, Michael Chandler, Connor, Dustin. Fucking have Max come up. Just have tons of lightweights. I don't know, like a 12-man tournament or something. I don't know. He's been looking thinner lately, man. And like you said, if he's doing all these interviews and on TV, he should try. I know he's 40,
and in every interview he tells you straight up, I am not making 155. I'm not cutting there. He's like, I could make the weight, but I can't make that and fight at that weight.
Yeah.
He's like, I could cut if I wanted to, but I can't drain myself and fight at that weight. I mean,
You know
he
what?
will.
The UFC, they should introduce the 165-pound belt already. You could throw Khabib, GSP, Connor, the whole lightweight division, move welterweight up. I mean, that would generate so much views.
I don't understand how he hasn't seen it.
I
I don't understand how he has not seen
Yeah,
the value in that.
I would watch the shit out of that.
Everybody, we all want it. Like we all, I don't mean just us. Like fans, name one fan that or fighter that has been against that.
Yeah.
Name one. It's a unanimous decision. Everybody wants it. Everybody. That's
Now,
an
to be
extra
fair-
belt. Go ahead.
To be fair, like if they put in a 95-pound division, I'd watch it. If they put in a 305-pound division, I'd watch it. Like, cause I just love MMA
That's
so
why
much.
I said when we all. I said not just us. I
Yeah,
meant
yeah,
like
yeah.
in general.
Yeah, I got you.
Well, 95 is another thing.
Yeah,
that I
super
wouldn't even
heavyweight.
mind it.
What you said?
No, I would say 95 is another good
Who, me?
weight too. But I don't know if there's enough fighters. I think it would actually draw weight. Between 155 and 170, there's so many
No, that
fighters.
190 wouldn't be good.
195, not yet. Not yet. I don't think so.
All right. So the women's featherweight division. Is there a
All
point
three-
for the
all three of
women's?
All three of them, or just
Is
the
there like okay? So there are like 5 women featherweights in total on the roster in UFC. So what's the point of having that division? Are they gonna bring more fighters from
And
different-
the point is because it's Amanda Nunes. Tell you right
Yeah, because like I'm like, are they gonna build it more, or else you're gonna fight
Yeah.
bums and just knock them
He's-
out?
Remember, Dana is on record saying he brought that division for Cyborg. That was Cyborg's division. And now that Amanda Nunes beat her, and Amanda Nunes is more popular than Cyborg ever was, he's loving it. He's like, fuck
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And he like everyone else, but especially Dana, he loves Amanda Nunes. Every time he talks about her, he gets all giddy. He loves that chick, like it's his
Yeah.
own daughter. And he'll leave that division open for her however long she wants it. And the day she retires,
I could-
that means the
I could
featherweight
keep
division
watching.
is retired.
yeah.
I could keep watching Amanda just smash chubby bantamweights all day. I know Megan is a true featherweight, but
Yeah.
just have these girls come up from bantamweight, feed them some, Popeyes or Taco Bell or something, and just have Amanda just send them directly to the shadow realm. Keep it open
So
until she's
directly.
50. I could watch that every weekend.
A one-way pass to the shadow realm.
Or and I mean this wholeheartedly, but I am on Team Chris with an intergender championship. I think there's never been a better
Oh
time.
yeah,
There's never been a better time in
Yeah.
history. We're all about equality. We're all about like there's no more disparities. We're in a spectrum and all this stuff. Cool. Let's do it. Let's see what's up.
Triple C Amanda, Triple C versus Amanda. I want to see it.
Oh
my
man.
god, that'll be a
That would
massacre,
break.
but-
That would break all records.
but-
That would break all Connor records.
Do it
Listen,
champ
like,
versus champ.
if they-
Her versus
listen,
Volkanovski.
Yeah.
Listen, Chris usually, comes up with something pretty good when it comes to that. So like Chris was saying how it would make sense for it to be like, let's say Henry Cejudo has to like weigh in at flyweight and then he has to fight like Amanda at like featherweight, or like so a drained
Start
a drained Henry Cejudo against Amanda Nunes, or or maybe
No.
like
No.
or maybe like some flyweight like Joe Soto versus Amanda Nunes. It's like
No.
that makes
No.
sense.
No. Everybody wants to scream equality. I don't believe there's anything.
Oh,
there's
you
no
want
such
two
thing-
elite?
There's no
The
such
best of the
thing as a
best.
physical equality. And for the people that believe it, Amanda Nunes is the one to show us if it's true. Amanda Nunes is the only female fighter I think on the UFC roster right now that could actually beat a dude.
No, but I'm talking about an elite dude like Dillashaw.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
What do you call
Are
it?
we not gonna
You'd
feed
want
her
to
a
see.
little
You'd want to see
guppy?
that for Amanda
Well,
Nunes.
It's gonna be shark versus shark.
You'd want to see that for Amanda
Damn.
Nunes.
100%.
Damn.
I don't want to see Amanda.
Now
die.
you got to throw Ray Borg. You got to throw Ray Borg.
And I'm not talking about like we're holding her against her will. She's got to be with it, obviously. But
Yeah.
I'm all for it. If a man versus a woman, and let's see if it's true.
Listen,
Let's see if it's true.
listen. You got to protect the fighters from themselves. Like Amanda Nunes is not only a dog, but she's a lioness. So she's gonna take anybody. She's gonna
Anybody.
accept any fight. Amanda Nunes will fight Ngannou. Like she's not afraid of anyone. You understand
I
what I'm
agree.
saying? That's just her.
I
That's
agree.
just her mindset. But it
And
doesn't
she's that
mean
good too.
she's that good, but it doesn't mean that she's not going to get murdered by an
I'm not.
elite
I
bantamweight.
Yeah, I
know
think they
she
should
will.
start it.
Okay.
But I'm
Okay,
saying,
okay,
like, I
okay.
want
I know
this
what you
to
mean.
shut these people up already,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
With this shit, with especially, I mean, that's a tough topic. I don't know if I should get into it, but I want this topic done with.
This is heavy.
I want it done with.
This is heavy.
I was gonna get into
Yeah,
like
yeah.
some shit right now that I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah,
if we
yeah,
should.
yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
if we
yeah,
should.
I saw it was
Yeah.
starting to get heavy.
I'll talk to you off camera about it, but we bring that up, baby.
I got
Oh,
you. I
look,
got you.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? He's right, because even if you have a skilled and trained, like even if like a female is at her maximum capabilities and a guy is trained at his max, there's still differences in who we are from science and biology. So there's more muscle mass, there's more power. It's equivalent to a different weight class fighting at a certain point with a guy and a girl.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
And it's just like, and we're not saying that she can't be. I guarantee you, she could probably beat like
So
at,
some
at,
dudes,
that,
yeah.
at 135, she could probably beat half the roster of men. I think, but she's not beating the top.
Yeah.
Period.
That's crazy. I don't know about half the men's bantamweight, but
I think
maybe
so.
start at the bottom 50 and then
I'll
just
be
see how
real.
she does.
I think so.
I mean, she got and Amanda Nunes also has like she has a crazy chin. I don't think she has like the regular bone structure
Mhm.
of the average woman, like her weight and size.
She took a shot from Cyborg.
Listen, and
From Cyborg, bro.
Cyborg.
Who's taken a shot from Cyborg before? Nobody.
Yeah.
She's the only person on planet that can say, I took a haymaker from Cyborg and I knocked that bitch out. She's the only person that can say that.
Yeah.
yo, Chris always talks about, you know, what do you call it? This fighter is gonna get sent to Bellator or whatever. Like Cyborg I mean, Amanda literally did that to Cyborg. She
Yeah.
literally retired like Cyborg's like UFC career. Because granted, Cyborg fought other people like after Amanda Nunes. I think she had one fight after Amanda Nunes, which was Felicia Spencer. But she was already like, you know, mentally checked out of fighting like Amanda Nunes, I think.
I don't think that was
no.
what is, bro. No. It was what took Cyborg out of the UFC was the UFC not marketing her the way she believed and she wanted to be respected for it. She wasn't making the money outside the UFC, and even her contracts weren't that good, and she didn't have a good relationship with Dana White at all. Like
Yeah.
they were kind of in a bad place. She felt truly
There was
disrespected.
politics
The
there.
way that Mighty Mouse felt disrespected in the marketing and everything like that, she was in the same boat, and that's why she said, Fuck
Yeah,
these
but
guys.
wouldn't
I'm
you-
not signing a contract.
Yeah, but wouldn't you wanna at least like try to protect your legacy before you leave and fight Amanda again and prove that the first time was a fluke?
I think her leaving didn't make her think she'll never fight Amanda again. I think she felt in her heart, she believes she still has a lot left. I truly believe that about Cyborg. And I think that's why she said, let me go to Bellator. Let me get my money. I can make sponsorship outside of this that will make me so much bread. They'll market me the way I want to. And she gets marketed over there like love.
Yeah.
Like they love her. She's their Amanda Nunes over there. She gets love over there from them. So, and as long as she just remains like that, whatever the case may be, I think she envisions a fight between them again, whether it's a cross promotion or whether she comes back to UFC for one last fight. She believes she's going to fight Nunes again.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Oh,
And
no.
I'm with the cross promotion too. That's another
Yeah.
topic. That's a long, deep topic we
yeah,
can get into. But
I agree.
I think these companies need to get it together. Stop sword fighting. Nobody's dick is bigger. We know the UFC's the shit, but Bellator's a really good organization. Scott Coker's a good dude. He's an ambitious guy. He's easy to work with, from what I understand. And Dana White actually respects him and likes him. So why not? What? And you did Floyd and Connor. You went through all kinds of hell and crazy shit to do that. And look how much buzz it made. Imagine cross promotion fucking title fights. There's so many guys in Bellator that are outstanding that I want to see
Pitbull.
fight UFC guys.
Pitbull.
Yeah.
Pitbull is a
Yeah,
champion
Pitbull's a good
still,
one.
and he believes that Chandler is going to beat everybody in the UFC.
Interesting. Yo, Pitbull, I watched that fight the other day because I'm not one to really keep up with Bellator, but I was trying to like, you know, look through the talent like over the weekend. And I'm really impressed by Pitbull. Well, because for one, this dude is 5'5". Like I look at Chandler as like undersized for the lightweight division, but Pitbull is like undersized is he's way undersized, and he's just he's just so solid. Like it doesn't even really look like he's that small in there because he just has so much control over, you know, his skills in the octagon. So I think he's one of those guys that kind of takes away my my what you call it, my belief that if you're like way undersized, like someone like Deron Wynn or whatever, like your chances are not that good. So he definitely removes that belief. Like it's just because I was thinking Deron Wynn, that dude needs to get to like featherweight or something. but people like Pitbull show you that it's not, you know, necessarily true.
And Douglas Lima, bro. Douglas Lima, I love
he's
that
great.
dude,
Yeah,
bro. He's a
great.
beast. Yeah. There's some sketchiness, like
he's a good fighter.
Like Ryan Bader's their heavyweight championship. That's
Well, not anymore. No, not anymore.
Oh, that guy's
lost.
No, he's still the heavyweight champ. He lost
he's a heavyweight
the lightweight
champ. He lost the
belt.
lightweight
champ.
Okay.
I think he would have did good
he's
in the UFC.
Heavyweight champ, like
I think Bader would have had more success at light heavyweight in the UFC. I think he left too early because he went to Bellator and he was murking dudes in 2 different weight classes. And was the champ, and he's not that old. I think he would have had more success.
Nah. So listen, so to paint a picture for you, right? If he was in the UFC right now and he was in the light heavyweight division, these are the possible people he could match up with.
Let him know, Rose. Let him know.
So he could match up with Dominic Reyes, Jan Blachowicz, John Jones. Really? Okay. Think about the lower talent, right? Think about the lower tier. I wouldn't even say lower tier talent, but they're just the lower rank. Uncle Liat, right? Oh my God, Uncle Liat will dismantle him. And you got dudes like what's that guy's name again? You got Jerry. You got You got Jerry. You got who else is in the light heavyweight division these days? Salamander. Basically all these guys.
Top 10.
Thiago Santos.
Jones.
Dominate him. Period.
Yeah.
Thiago Santos. I even think Glover Teixeira will like body what's his name.
I agree.
So
my issue with Ryan Bader, because I was a Ryan Bader fan when he was an Ultimate Fighter. I loved him. But the issue with Ryan Bader is that he has decent striking, he has great wrestling, but he doesn't transition them well. He doesn't level change well. He doesn't he can't mix the martial arts.
Yeah, I agree.
That was his biggest issue. You know, if it was just a wrestling match and he fought a wrestler that wants to grapple, he might win that fight. Because he's that good at wrestling, you know. He's really decent striking. If you know when he's just fighting somebody who wants to strike, that's not an elite. But just thinking about him in the heavyweight division makes me like want to call 911. It's ridiculous.
Damn it! Can you imagine Ngannou gets those gorilla mitts like on?
Yeah, I think Overeem beats him.
Listen, man, I think so too. Or think about Mark Hunt. Mark Hunt versus Ryan Bader.
Mark Hunt. Mark Hunt's 1,000 years old.
Listen, Mark Hunt is extremely dangerous still.
I don't know though. Like Mark Hunt's his like takedown defense is sometimes questionable. So I think Ryan Bader to take him down and like hold him down for the whole fight.
If he could, weather that storm. Because Mark Hunt hits like a Mack truck.
Yeah.
Or even the Hulk, what's his name? Kutalaba. I don't even think Ryan Bader would beat him.
Nah. Definitely.
All right, I get it. He wouldn't do good in the UFC
again. No, sir.
No, we had to go through the whole roster.
Yeah. Word. He said, "Let me Picasso this for 20. You, sir."
Nah, but
Rose's buildup was excellent, though. It was excellent.
Nah, but anyway, I think that's it. For the day. I think we covered a lot.
All right, so real quick, Overeem Volkov. Honestly, who you got?
Yo, honestly, I'm gonna take Overeem.
Really?
I believe in the resurgence of Overeem, and I believe there's a chip in his brain. So I'm gonna go with Overeem.
Same here.
It's the vaccine. Yeah? It's the 5G.
5G. That 5G.
Who you got, Chris? Really, like legit. Who you got? Who you think?
Legit. I got Volkov only because I think Overeem's got a glass chin and he's just gonna get knocked out.
That's my worry, man. Like right now, like at this moment, as much as I want Overeem to win, I'm picking Volkov.
Hmm.
Because Volkov, to me, with Overeem's chin is a nightmare matchup. Nightmare matchup. Because especially because Overeem's fight game right now is bob and weave, bob and weave, bob and weave. Do you know how long Volkov is? How hard it is to bob and weave those legs and those arms? It's going to be a nightmare for him. I'm not saying he can't pull it off. He's been amazing lately. And I almost want him to pull it off.
Listen,
But I think Volkov
go ahead.
strikes him out. I think I think it's gonna be a shootout by Volkov, and that's it.
Okay, so I think what's gonna happen is Overeem is. I think he's pretty good at mixing the martial arts together because you were just talking about like the level changes and stuff like that with Ryan Bader. So I think he's gonna be able to. I think his whole game is gonna be fake a jab, go in for a double leg or single leg.
I agree.
And I think he's gonna be able to have a strong advantage on the ground.
Maybe Volkov's grappling is good though.
Yeah.
He's got them long limbs, and he's pretty good on his back too. He's not that bad, man. It's gonna be.
He's decent. He's decent. I think Overeem is a crafty veteran though.
100%. I still think just on paper, this is a nightmare matchup for Overeem. Nightmare. But he got that Rocky glow behind him right now. Let's see what's up. That's what excites me about it. And I'm not gonna ask you. Let's just do Corey Sandhagen versus Edgar. Let me hear Rose.
I
Who
got
you got?
Sandhagen. I got Sandhagen by murder. By murder.
I agree, man. I agree. Corey whoops his ass every single way.
I'm
Kicks.
going with the answer.
Oh, really?
Sandhagen is gonna kick his. Sandhagen is gonna kick his head into orbit.
You know what?
Yeah, Frankie.
First round finish.
Frankie Edgar Frankie Edgar's so old. He's like 40. He's almost 40. He's just no way. Sandhagen's gonna literally murder him.
Remember when Alexander Hernandez fought Cerrone and everybody thought Cerrone like Alexander Hernandez was gonna body him and Cerrone just destroyed him.
Right,
Wait for that Edgar Sandhagen fight.
Okay. I mean,
you wait.
Listen. John is not lying. John makes a good point only because like I thought that Yair was gonna possibly destroy Frankie, and then he bullied Yair Rodriguez. Yair Rodriguez is literally one of my favorite featherweights. But that being said, I think what's his name? Sandhagen has more grit than what's his name? Yair. And I think his forward pressure is gonna be a problem.
I agree.
It's forward pressure and a lot of different strikes and mixing it up really well. I think he's gonna throw that like in his way, and it's just gonna be like a storm.
I agree. But remember when we choose these, remember like I like to choose the day of, like the night before
right.
So now I got the answer. But I gotta watch his interviews. I gotta feel his vibe. I gotta see them look at each other's eyes, things like that. And then I'll give you like a legit. But right now, I think Frankie Edgar's gonna surprise everyone again.
Okay. All right. That wraps it up. It was good chopping it up with you guys. Tune in next week for some more talk and carnage talk and all that good stuff.
Yes, sir.
Peace out.